All right, I'm here to react to the Kansas City Chiefs losing to the Philadelphia Eagles 21-17 here on Monday Night Football tonight. Yeah, that was a very back and forth game between, I believe, that are two of probably the best teams in the NFL. I still think that way about Kansas City, despite their obvious offensive problems, which we will get to in just a second. Looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, I think that they're a very good team. I think they're a very well-balanced team. I do think their defense can be had. I think their offense is not as good as it was last year. I kind of get the sense that maybe neither of these two teams are maybe as good as they were last season so far through 10 games. But, okay, I made it 51 seconds. We got to talk about the drops, and we got to talk about the wide receivers. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have had problems all season with their wide receivers. That has not been a secret. That has not been, something that you have to be an expert or even a real diehard football fan to see. They have had problems offensively all year, and it really has seemed to be from their wide receivers. I still think their tackles are just okay, maybe even slightly below average on the left side with Donovan Smith. But I think that their offensive line overall is good enough. I know their quarterback is good enough. Everyone knows that. Their running back is good. Their play caller is good. Their tight end is great. He did have a big fumble tonight, Kelsey did. But the turnovers and the offensive wide receiver drops are what doomed the Chiefs in this game. Everyone's going to pile on to Marquez Valdes-Scantling for that last drop at the end of the game, and rightfully so. I mean, that was a perfect pass. I thought when he first let go of the ball, I thought he may have overthrown it, but no, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, to his credit, has speed, and he was able to catch up and get the separation, but then the ball hits him right in the hands with a chance to score potentially the game-winning touchdown. He drops it. I'm watching the post-game right now. They just showed MVS slamming his helmet against the wall. He knows that he lost in that game. He knows it, and it's not really a secret to anybody. But even going back earlier, Justin Watson with a crucial third down drop earlier in the fourth quarter when the Chiefs had a chance to go up by 10 points, and instead they have to end up punting right there. They were at the Eagles' 40-yard line. And then even on a desperation 4th and 25 at the end of the game there, the ball hits Justin Watson right in the hands. 4th and 25, you're never expecting to convert that. But Patrick Mahomes found him, delivered a perfect pass, and it went right through his hands again. So Watson really cost us tonight, cost the Chiefs big time tonight. So did, obviously, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I mean, 3 targets, 0 receptions. That's not good. You never want to see that. He has had problems connecting on the deep ball all year. I think the question going forward right now is not, are the Chiefs wide receivers bad? I think that's pretty evident right now. I think as far as a Super Bowl caliber playoff division winning potential dynastic team, it's pretty obvious that the wide receivers are the weak point for this team, and they're probably going to be the weak point for this team throughout the rest of the season. The question now going forward is, what are the Chiefs going to do about it? I really liked their game plan tonight. I thought they ran the ball very well. I thought they ran the ball very effectively and consistently. They ran the ball early and often. Even on third down yardage situations, they converted a 4th down and short late in the game with a chance to go up by multiple scores again. And again, unfortunately, Travis Kelce with a very untimely fumble. I thought the Chiefs ran the ball really well today. I thought they had a good game plan there. I like getting Kadarius Toney involved in the game plan. I thought he looked great on special teams. But there's only so much you can do when your receivers can't catch the ball. And right now, I think that is going to be what does the Chiefs in if they are not able to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Because I think that against a team like the Eagles like that, it was a close game. You made a lot of mistakes in this game, and you still almost had them, right? I mean, you still pretty much did have them. I mean, until late there. Obviously, the defense today was great. They gave up a touchdown late. I don't care about that. They played great all game. They got pressure on Jalen Hurts. They were great on third downs. They minimized the penalties. The Chiefs' defense tonight, I think was really, really good, and they've been really, really good all season. The offense didn't hold up their end of the bargain tonight, specifically the wide receivers. I think you can really narrow down that position group as the reason the Chiefs lost the game. Patrick Mahomes had an early interception that really ended up being in the end zone on first down after a timeout. So that's never something you want to see. The ball was wet tonight. Jalen Hurts also made a really poor throw that ended up being an interception. I mean, it happens. I'm not really that worried about that. Mahomes made some money throws in the fourth quarter that his receivers just weren't able to help him out and catch. So I'm not obviously worried about the quarterback. I think that the real question here is going to be, what can the Chiefs take away from this in terms of, okay, what is the receiver rotation? Who needs more snaps? Who needs less snaps? Because I think it's pretty clear that the Justin Watson deep ball, the Marquez Valdes-Scantling deep ball, it's just not consistently working for them. And I'm going to be curious to see how the Chiefs are going to be able to adjust offensively from that. Maybe it's shaking up your rotation. Maybe you give Kadarius Toney even more snaps. Maybe you give Rashee Rice more of an opportunity. Maybe you give Richie James more of an opportunity. But at this point, me personally, I hate to say I'm done with MVS because I think that's an overreaction. You're still talking. MVS was huge in the AFC Championship game last year. We know he's got potential, but he's just not going to be a consistent deep threat for you. And you saw why. I mean, you've got to be able to make that catch there. I mean, that's the kind of catch that you've got to catch 10 out of 10 times if you're an NFL wide receiver with the game on the line like that. And he just didn't make the play. So overall, I mean, I still think the Chiefs, they're tied for first in the AFC. They're tied for first in the conference. The goal right now is pretty clear. It's get the number 1 seed. This was a big game. There was a lot of hype behind it. The weather wasn't great. Again, you made a lot of mistakes against the best team in the NFC, I think, and you weren't able to come out with the win. It's time to move forward with it. You got the Raiders coming up. That's a very winnable game. You got the Packers after that, then the Bills, and then the Patriots. The Chiefs should go 4-0 in those games. 3-1 maybe at worst. I'm thinking 4-0 is what this team needs to be able to do. And they need to get their wide receivers fixed before the playoffs. And hopefully this isn't going to be a problem that's going to keep them from getting that number 1 seed so that they can only have to play 2 playoff games to get the Super Bowl instead of 3. So that's my reaction for tonight. Disappointing loss for sure. I still think the Chiefs are probably the best team in the AFC tied with Baltimore. I still think that they've got a great chance at going to the Super Bowl and hosting, or at least hosting, the AFC Championship again. But yeah, obviously the big problem from tonight was the wide receivers. So we'll see how they figure it out. Thank you. Have a good night.